We opened up the transmission, and this is a few things that we found wrong. Starting in the front of the tranny, the first thing we found was the overdrive clutch pack, completely burnt. Steels, clutches, totally bad. Pressure plates too. All needs to be replaced. Overrun clutch, also burnt, pretty bad, needs to be replaced. We're going to go to the forward clutch. Everything forward gears this clutch is on, first, second, third, and fourth, completely burnt. Really bad. Third gear clutch, which is also known as the direct clutch, burnt really bad. I actually even combed the steels, pressure plate, everything needs to be replaced. It's complete garbage. Now we'll go to the second gear. This is second gear clutches, extremely burnt. This one's almost metal to metal contact. Basically this clutch is right there. You can see that there's already metal to metal contact around the edges. Pressure plates, steels, clutches, all needs to be replaced as an assembly. Alright, when you have that many clutches burnt inside the transmission, the biggest problem with it is pressure control. And what controls the pressure is the valve body. Through EPC solenoids, through a lot of the valves, shift solenoids, they don't actually control pressure, but they control shifting. If this isn't set up correctly, the transmission is destined to fail from the get-go. Alright, here's your stock forward piston, which is made from cast aluminum, which is notorious for cracking when we increase the line pressure of the transmission. So our competitor has made a billet piston that's made a lot like the stock piston, and you can notice that in this area right here. This piston also is made out of a 6061 aluminum instead of a 7075. You can tell that by some of the coloring of the piston and the machining marks that are on it. Here's our piston that's made out of 7075, and what we did was we changed the design around the humps for the springs. And by leaving all of this material here, it makes the piston much thicker, which prevents it from cracking. Now this material in here has to be cut out to aid in clearance for the clutch hub, but this little bit of material that we left in here makes a big difference. Here's the difference between the two accumulator pistons, this being stock and this being ATF. Notice the extra sealing rings, the extra O-rings, which prevents cross leaks. One side of the accumulator piston has line pressure, the other side is clutch pressure. If that line pressure leaks past the accumulator piston, it will apply the clutch pack with a very low amount of pressure, which will make the clutches burn. So by doing this piston, we prevent all cross leaks at the accumulator piston. All right, here is the billet second gear Spragg assembly made by ATF. And you can notice that it's completely billet. The inner race is billet, uses a much larger Spragg, and it's got a complete billet outer race. This inner race is pressed on to the original sun gear, TIG welded into position. Everything is heat treated. It's much stronger than a factory second gear Spragg assembly. This is a filter extension that we actually developed to give us some extra fluid in the pan. It does require a deep pan, but it does use the original style of filter. It's on now, it's on and running. So now we're on forward clutch is on, so we're basically in first gear. So when I shift the second, you'll see the gauge go up to second. When I shift the third, you'll see it go up for third.